In this video, we'll look at extended tile sequences, and we'll create sequences and figures given the slope and t-intercept. Our question is, create an extended tile sequence C of n whose graph has slope -2 and t-intercept 3. Sketch the tile figures for n equals -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and n, and give the function values for these figures. Graph C of n and label the key points. C of n has slope -2 and t-intercept 3. We recall from our previous work that this means that C of 0 is 3 and should reduce to 3 black tiles. So we'll just use 3 black tiles for figure 0 here. For a slope of m equal to -2, this means the graph of C of n angles down to the right, and numerically the differences of consecutive function values is -2. For example, if C of 0 is 3, then therefore C of 1 will be 3 minus 2, which is 1. C of 2 will be 1 minus 2, which is -1, etc. And you can see these function values are all listed here. And then that last row shows the difference in function values. 7 minus 2 is 5, that's the next one. 5 minus 2 is 3, that's the next one. 3 minus 2 is 1, that's the next one. And 1 minus 2 is -1, that's the next one. There are many options for creating tile figures with these conditions, and one way to think about the sequence is twice the opposite of the figure number plus 3 black tiles. Twice the opposite of the figure number can be arranged in many ways, and here we've just arranged these horizontally. Notice when the index is positive, twice the opposite of the figure number means the tiles are red, and when the indices are negative, twice the opposite of the figure number means the tiles are black. And notice this is essentially our t-table for C of n. Now we can model figure n by using twice the opposite of the figure number and 3 black tiles. So 2 opposite white end strips, and that matches the picture that we drew. Remembering, of course, that there are many pictures that would have these same values. And to graph C of n, we can graph those coordinate pairs corresponding to our t-table, and then we can connect them. Notice here that the n-intercept for C of n is not a whole number. When we solve for -2n plus 3 equal to 0, we get n equal to 1.5. So this particular n-intercept doesn't correspond to a figure in this sequence. Let's check. Does C of n equal to -2n plus 3 have a slope of -2 and a t-intercept of 3? 2 points on this function graph are 0, 3, and 1, 1. When we plug those into our slope formula, we end up with a slope of -2, so that checks. And is the t-intercept 3? Yes. When we plug 0 into this function, we get 3, so that checks. So our answer is there's one possible set of figures, there's the corresponding figure n, and there is the graph of C of n.